Hey guys, welcome to Mental Training with Mez. I am Meslyn, your mental fitness trainer here on YouTube. And before we begin, I just want to share a quote with you so that you can really get a gist of what my intention is for this channel once I share the quote. We are not obliged to accept the emotions that our mind presents to us. No matter what the external circumstances, we have the freedom to choose our response. Swami Mukundananda. So one of the things I have come to learn based on my experience with the law of faith is that no matter what happens, we never have to break free from the fact that mental peace is our natural baseline. The type of training we do on this channel, faith-based mental training, is intended to keep our mind in a state of peace, alertness, and relaxation while we deal with the day-to-day activities that life presents to us. When our minds are unhealthy, we allow ourselves to really react to life. We're not necessarily seeing things as they are. We're seeing them as we believe them to be. So that doesn't necessarily mean you're seeing truth. You're seeing what you think is truth. What we have learned, what I have learned with this type of training is that if you're going to see life exactly as it is, you have to take back your freedom to remain in a state of mental peace. Because just because a situation comes with drama doesn't mean it requires a drama-filled action. It doesn't mean it requires a drama-filled response. And so what we train ourselves to do is to focus on life from the vantage point of how divinity sees life. And so we are training our minds to see life the way that God sees life, because there is never a reason to come out of our mental peace when we understand that every problem that is presented to us comes with a solution. That's what the law of faith teaches us, is that life is always balanced. And so whenever you're experiencing a situation that comes with uncertainty, it comes with doubt, it comes with worry, it comes with anxiety, you have to remember that life is never out of balance, and that when you are mentally fit, you will always look at the situation with what needs to be done. Who do I need to be? What do I need to do? What do I need to have in order to move through this situation? Versus when we're unhealthy, we're overthinking. Who's to blame? How did this happen? How can I prevent this from happening? Or I'm going to cut someone out, or I'm going to put someone on the... We don't do overthinking when we're mentally fit. And so basically this quote by Swami is basically letting us know we have freedom to remain true to our nature. And the law of faith, the principles of faith, which is what our type of training is derived from, basically requires that you exercise that freedom. You never have to come out of mental peace. And the only reason we do is because we've learned to develop some bad habits when it comes to our mental way of seeing things. And so what we're doing on this channel is restoring our mental health by training our mind to stay focused on life. Life is the very thing we need to know that we can be healthy, wealthy, and content in. But it does require mental discipline. It does require mental exercise. And so that's what I wanted to create this channel for, so that there is a place for us to not only have the whole package, health, wealth, and contentment, but to be able to have the power to sustain that. Without further ado, let's get started. All right, so I would like for you to be dressed comfortably. We are going to be sitting for 15 minutes, and that's 15 minutes straight. So make sure you're just wearing clothes that you feel comfortable enough to sit for 15 minutes. Be in a space where if you want to close your eyes, you can. You don't have to close your eyes for the type of mental training that we do, because we are entering a state of alertness and relaxation. So you don't necessarily need to close your eyes, but because many of us have never given ourselves an opportunity to experience mental peace, and we've never really experienced it in this way, you just want to be in a space where you know if you want to close your eyes, you can. As I said, we're going to be sitting for 15 minutes straight. So drink some water, use the restroom, move around a bit, stretch. This is just going to help you settle in and really open up to the training that we're going to be doing. If 15 minutes seems like too long for you, I do have 5-minute videos and 10-minute videos. You could start there, and I would recommend that you start there. But you can trust me, even if you've never done this type of training, it's very easy to do. The breath is our focal point. So I'm not asking you to do something that you weren't already doing. I'm simply going to be asking you to put more effort into it. So use the restroom. If you find it difficult to focus on the breath, meditation beads are great tools for the type of training that we do, seeing as how each bead basically can represent an inhale and exhale. So you would start at the base of the bead, and then one inhale, exhale, that's one bead. Then you move on to the next. Inhale, exhale, move on to the next. And you would just do that for the duration of the 15 minutes. But that's all we're doing, guys. As I said, my intention is for us to strengthen our concentration and focus muscles. These two muscles are very vital to our decision-making and action-taking process. So when they're healthy, our ability to see solutions to problems that arise are with much more ease. And that is the lesson that life wants us to know. We don't have to complicate it. If you maintain a healthy mind, your ability to handle and navigate emotions and life experiences is going to be a skill. And this type of training that we do helps you to master that skill. And so what we're doing on this channel is really elevating and enhancing the quality of our lives by recognizing how mentally fit we need to be. So we're not being lazy here. There is a mental effort that you're going to have to put in. But if you find it difficult to focus on the breath, use the meditation beads. I make it the way I teach it, the way I break it down. I hope that's enough. But if you need to use meditation beads, please do so. All right, so to start off our training, I'm first going to ask you to get comfortable. So I'm going to get comfortable. Let me get my phone. All right, so the training we're doing is called faith-based mental training. So all we're going to be doing is focusing on the breath, because faith teaches us that the breath is life, and the breath is also the purest form of truth. And in faith, God is recognized as truth, as being supreme power, because it is something that is universal and is supremely powerful. It's truth. It is what it is. And so that's why you can trust this supreme or higher power. So we're not taught in faith that God is a man in the sky. You're taught in faith that God is a higher power, a supreme power, a pure power. And so when we look at our human experience, the breath just serves as a pure form of truth, something that we can see, something that is tangible, that is visible. And so we're taught to focus on the breath because, again, the breath is life. What we come to understand is that our mental state, focusing on the breath, comes to a balance. It comes to a state of equanimity because you're paying attention to truth. And this is the very first indicator that focusing on life actually is more natural to us, because when you place your focus of attention on the breath, you naturally begin to relax. So I'm going to share these techniques with you and know that they are derived from the principles of faith, and that's why they work. That's why they're powerful. That's why you will have no choice but to become more mentally fit doing this type of training. I speak from experience. So, first technique, first principle, first technique, keep your focus of attention on your breathing. As I said, we're taught in faith that the breath is life. Life is reality. Reality is truth. Truth is God. So we follow the breadcrumbs. We follow the breadcrumbs back to the source. And so we want to focus on the source, because when we're in alignment with the source, we get to express and use and direct supreme power ourselves. And that's how we get to heal ourselves. That's how we get to create the life we desire. And it's also how we sustain that creation. So focus on the breath is the first technique. The second technique is to breathe through the emotions or sensations that arise during mental training. You have to learn that part of our human experience is to feel. We are designed to feel. And there is no emotion or experience that we cannot handle or feel. So we want to learn to handle those emotions and handle those experiences by breathing through them. This is what gives us the experience of what supreme power is, because breathing through emotions and experiences is not being naive to them, it's not neglecting the importance of them, but it's basically giving you an anchor. It's allowing you to remain balanced while you're feeling what you're feeling. And so that's why you're taught in faith to be sincere. Just be honest. You're not here to pretend like you're not feeling something. But this technique is going to help us learn to remain grounded while we're feeling something. So the second technique is to allow yourself to breathe through any emotions or sensations or tingleness, especially because if you're not accustomed to sitting for 15 minutes straight, it does feel uncomfortable. It might feel uncomfortable. And should it feel uncomfortable, you're going to breathe. The third technique is we are going to intentionally breathe in and intentionally breathe out. We've got to learn that when you're in alignment with supreme power, you don't fall asleep. You don't neglect to use it. You actually have to take accountability and responsibility for the fact that you are designed to transcend issues. So because our mind in its natural state is designed to be solution oriented, we don't get to fall back on excuses. We don't get to make, excuses as to why we're not mentally training, why we're not taking care of our body, why we're not letting go of certain addictions that we know we need to let go of. When you come into alignment with life, which is what we're doing by focusing on the breath, we have to take accountability for the power that we have to be responsible, to be accountable. And so we do that by consciously taking action, consciously making choices. So this, oh, I didn't know it was going to happen, or I didn't know this, it doesn't work here. So the law of faith really brings you to a high level of standards, behavioral standards. So what you say goes, and you have to learn that your words have power. And so when you begin to intentionally breathe in and intentionally breathe out, you're basically learning again to give power to your words, but now you're not afraid of the consequences because you are now being mindful of the words you're using. You're being mindful of your behavior. You're being mindful of your gestures, your tonality. Everything comes into your awareness when you begin to intentionally breathe in and intentionally breathe out. So that's the third technique. The fourth technique is that this in and out movement that you're doing on purpose, because you're focused on your breathing, because you're not allowing your emotions to pull you all over the place, you're going to keep it fluid. So don't hold your breath, no pausing. So your breathing should be in and out. It's okay if you go fast. It's okay if you're breathing at a slower pace. You don't have to breathe at my pace. We are all unique, and our breathing rhythms are unique. You have to begin to pay attention to your own unique breathing rhythm. Just do so without pausing, without holding your breath. And lastly, because we are coming into a state of alertness and relaxation, allow it. I am training you to keep your mind in a state of alertness and relaxation. It is going to happen because the breath is supremely powerful. And when your focus of attention is on the breath, you are going to come into a state of alertness and relaxation. But this scares a lot of people. And it scared me in the beginning because it was a state of being I was not accustomed to. I come from a state of survival and trying to hustle and trying to grind. And so when I first came into meditation, it freaked me out because I didn't understand that this is my natural way of being. Now that I understand that, I'm mentally trained to sustain it. That's it. We make better choices. We take stronger action. We can handle emotions and situations from a state of alertness and relaxation. And it is going to happen during this mental training. So give yourself permission to relax. That's why you should have back support. I almost forgot that. Have back support. Sit with your spine erect, something supporting your back, because it is a state we're going to get into. And when your back is supported, it helps you to really settle into this state of alertness and relaxation. So those are the 5 techniques, guys. Keep your focus of attention on your breathing. Breathe through any emotions or sensations or tingleness that you feel. We are sitting still. We're not moving. Intentionally breathe in. Intentionally breathe out. Make it fluid. Don't pause. Don't hold your breath. And just for as long as you can, remain in this state of alertness and relaxation. So you're not drifting off. You're right here, right now. Let's get started. So take some big breaths with me. This is just going to help you get into the rhythm of your breathing, to really help you focus on your breathing. So I like to start off by taking some big breaths, and then I'll start the timer. And again, all we're doing is intentionally breathing in, intentionally breathing out, not pausing, not holding our breath, giving all your focus of attention to your breathing. Ready? Big breath. Big breath. Last one. And begin. All we're doing is breathing in and out, in and out, in and out of our nose, mouth closed. Stay focused on your breathing so that you can keep this in and out movement fluid. If you need to make adjustments, go ahead, but to the best of your ability, keep the body still. Give all your focus of attention to the inhale and exhale. Don't force the body to relax, it'll happen on its own. Just maintain alertness. Continue to breathe in and out fluidly. Focus on every inhale, connecting to an exhale, every exhale, connecting to an inhale. Just maintain this state of alertness and relaxation. No tension in the body. We're alert, breathing in and out, in and out. Keep your focus of attention on the inhale and exhale flow. Go with it. Don't try to control your breathing. Just go with it. Intentionally breathe in, intentionally breathe out. No holding, no pausing. 3 minutes. Big breath. All right, guys, that was our 15-minute mental training session. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments if you were able to maintain that state of alertness and relaxation. If it was difficult for you, just let me know what you think. Like the video. If you are one of the 46 subscribers on this channel, let me know you got your training in. Mental peace is a choice. And the type of training that we're doing on this channel is not only to harness that power that we have to maintain a state of mental peace, but to use that power to heal and create. Use the power that comes from a mind that is solution oriented to manifest the life that we desire. So we are not here to waste our time. This 15-minute training that we're doing is making us mentally stronger. It's getting us one step closer to the life that we desire, but not only that we desire it, but that we can sustain it. I'll see you tomorrow.